Hello everyone and welcome to your March 2022 reading. This is a collective reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign. I have some announcements and some things to tell you about the format changes, but before I get into that, I just want to say for anyone who's new and just coming to see me for the first time, hi, I'm Nonamae. Also, collective readings can't obviously capture what's going on specifically for every single Aries or Sagittarius or whatever, right? So I would say take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And also check out, if you're checking out your sun sign, check out your your rising sign I would suggest next, and then your moon I would say maybe last, for whichever resonates with you the best, right? So there might be one that resonates more this month than the other. The other thing is that we are self-determined, not predetermined, so please remember that. If you hear something that feels anxiety inducing in some way, then make sure to just kind of check in with yourself and remember that if you hear something that sounds scary or disturbing, there is a reason for that. That information is given to us so that we can kind of course correct. It's like you see the train coming down the tracks and you have the ability to step off to the right or step off to the left, whichever way that you want to go, right? So just keep that in mind. I do think that there's an amount of fate somewhere in our lives in the world, but I think for the most part it's really about our free will. So sometimes I think the information that we get gives us the information to either affirm certain things or to let us know, hey, maybe you want to shift track, so that's all I really want to say about that. If you do want a specific reading, you want something that's definitely more about your situations, what you're dealing with, and is specific to your energy, then I would recommend getting a personal reading, and the link for that is down below. Okay, that's all out of the way. That's all said. Now let's get into some stuff that I'm pretty excited about. So laugh if you must, but I have to have notes so that I can remember to say everything I wanted to say to you guys. So I'll try to move through this as quickly as possible. This is also for your benefit so that I'm not long-winded, even though we all know I'm long-winded. So I don't go on forever. All right. So there has been a shift in the format this month, and that's really more so based on the feedback that I got. So a lot of people DM'd me that watched it, maybe not a lot of people, but a few people DM'd me that watched it, and they let me know what they thought I could maybe shift. And so I took that into account, and the things that I kind of heard over and over, I thought, well, let me experiment. So if I moved something that you really liked and wanted me to keep from the last month, please let me know, throw it down in the comments or shoot me a DM like the other people did. And then that way I can kind of gauge how to continue to improve the format here, right? Okay, so that all said, let's get on to all of the announcements that I'm pretty excited about. All right, so last month we had our first Cards and Cocktails events. We did two on Valentine's Day, and they were so much fun. So I'm definitely keeping them. I'm hoping that they really even continue to pick up. Right now, I'm looking at once, maybe twice a month. So the best way to really know about that is to stay in contact with me. I'm going to start trying to plan them ahead of time and put them in the descriptions for these videos. But for right now, the best way is through social media. So definitely check out the links for that so that you can stay in touch if you want to be a part of it. But it was super fun. Cards and Cocktails is just like, bring your cocktail, bring your mocktail, bring your wine, and bring your questions. And it's totally free. It's just like, hey, let's hang out. Let me pull cards about whatever your questions are. And I just hung out for as long as there were people coming through. So it was so much fun that I decided I'm gonna definitely continue doing it. So if you want to know when the next one is, I'm thinking it might be second week of March, so I'm not really sure yet. I'm trying to solidify those dates currently, like in the next couple of days. So those should be up soon. Along with that, I'm considering doing a tarot after dark kind of thing. And that's kind of like, bring your juicy, dark, shadowy types of questions and let's kind of dig into it, right? And that's another kind of hangout that I'm considering. If that sounds cool with you, please let me know, because it's what helps me know what to continue to create, right? Okay, so next thing is, right, I have some new, see, this is why I have a list. I have some new options on Patreon for weekly and monthly readings. So, and those are also live version, like doing live readings with me, or just one-to-one, or doing a recorded. So, and those are different pricing tiers. But if you are looking for just kind of like ongoing guidance around, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with some relationship stuff or something with business or a project, or you just like having the consistent guidance about certain things and you just want to have that and know what's going on for the week or the month, then those options are available to you. So you can do a monthly reading, live or recorded. You can do a weekly reading, live or recorded. The weekly readings are 30 minutes long, and the monthly readings are 90 minutes long, sometimes 90 plus, depending on what's really coming up. So I'm only at the beginning opening up 4 spots for each of those tiers, because I just want to make sure that I'm able to deliver on time. And so I don't want to have an influx of people and not be able to deliver. So I might open up more spots, but for right now, I'm keeping it at 4 for each of those tiers. So that's just opened up. I really just created that the other day. All right. So along with that, with Patreon, I noticed that it's lacking in some flexibility for purchase options. So I do recognize, because these are collective readings, perhaps because every month your sun, moon, or rising may not be resonant with you, like maybe one month it is and one month it isn't. And so if you're doing Patreon, you're subscribed to getting them every month, right? So I have decided that I need to create a, it's been a long time coming, but I need to just create a really simple web page. So I'm working on that. It might take me 1 to 2 months, but I want to be able to offer that if this particular month resonates with you, that you can purchase a one-off instead of needing to really be in a subscription for that. I think that the monthly and weeklies make more sense for Patreon. So I'd like to have some flexibility in that. So for right now, you can do it through Patreon, but I am trying to have that out, like just a really simple, it's not going to be a fancy web page or anything like that, just a simple, you know, able to purchase those. Also, the options are a little limited for how to create bundles. So let's say that you really want to buy your sun and rising, or your sun and moon, just basically 2 out of the 3, or you want your sun, moon, and rising extended because you want all of them. So if you want something like that, or let's say that, you know, you watched your sun sign, your friend watched their sun sign, and you guys both want the extended, I want you guys to be able to just purchase those for the month. So there will be options to purchase 2 or to purchase 3, and those bundles of course will just be at like a little bit of a discounted rate, so that, you know, because you're buying more than one. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's on the horizon. That's something that I'm creating. With so much on my plate right now, honestly, it might take me about like 1 to 2 months to actually get that done. So okay, there's that. Sorry, just a little bit more. So the new and full moon readings that I talked about last month for starting. So I didn't do them for the month of February, and I am considering, I'm not sure whether I should do a recorded version here on YouTube or whether I should do a live hangout. So I would love some feedback about that, if you guys could let me know so that I know what to create. But this new moon that is kicking off March, on March 2nd, is going to be huge. Really, really big. Lots of astrologers that I follow and trust, and other people that I know energetically have been talking about this, and it is going to be a big one. So because of that, I already have a lot on my plate that day. I may not be able to make the new moon for this month for March, but then the full moon in Libra, which I believe is on the 18th, I may be able to do one, or I'll definitely be able to do one then. So I'm not sure whether I should do a live, because then at least you guys can join and then just show up and ask your questions and we can just hang out, or whether I should do a collective, just one overall. So let me know your thoughts about that. I'm gonna make that decision in the next probably week and a half tops, so that I can get the information out there to you guys. Okay, this is the other thing. All right, this is a big deal. I don't know if you guys are aware that Facebook has made changes that are going to be effective on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know whether YouTube is following suit. I have no idea. I need to do more research on this, but they are effectively changing the way that people in certain fields are able to be discovered, or their ability to market to people who are interested in what they have to offer. Amongst those are astrologers and tarot readers, spiritual coaches, things like that. So definitely affects the realms that I'm in. So if you we don't really know the extent to which this is going to affect things. So I'm already kind of looking ahead and trying to see where I might put my attention, what other things I can create as a result to pivot because of this. So one of the things that I just wanted to kind of bring to your attention is if you weren't aware of this, check it out for yourself. I'm also going to do more research and see kind of how it rolls out and what it looks like. But if there are certain astrologers that you really resonate with, tarot readers, people in these realms, including myself, it's really helpful to us to just share what we're offering. If you resonate with it, if you like the content, more than ever, it's going to be about supporting community. And so I definitely am planning to do that myself with the astrologers and the tarot readers and the spiritual workers that I actually follow and work with. So I feel like, there's a lot of talk about why this is happening and that it's another level of censorship. And I am kind of holding off on what I totally think about it until I see how this actually plays out. However, it's not necessarily encouraging. So I just wanted to bring that up. It is helpful. Please do share it for myself, for you, for like your friends, for other people that, that you follow, that you resonate with. Just something to know is that sharing and being in community is probably going to be the way that most of us who do what we do are able to continue doing what we do. So I just wanted to mention that. And also to stay in touch. And for right now, I haven't created any other kind of platform to bring people onto. So for right now, I mostly post on Instagram. My Instagram handle is down below, so definitely follow me if you're not following me already. That's the main way that you can stay up on the cards and cocktails, the tarot after dark, the new and full moon readings, and any kind of new announcements that I roll out. Speaking of which, I am rolling out a referral, kind of like an affiliate type of link program thing. And so that'll be in effect probably by the next 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. So it could be sooner, the first half of the month for sure. And I'm trying to decide on what it is that I want to be able to give back and reward you guys with for sending a referral. It's a really easy link, and you just basically get your own personal link and you can share it very easily. And I want to make sure that I say thank you. So I'm thinking maybe a discount on personal readings with me as a reward. Let me know your thoughts. If you have ideas for what you think you would like and what would be a thank you to you that would feel good for sending a referral, then please let me know so that I can kind of get the wheels turning on that. I definitely want to release that quickly. So, and the other thing is, with all this is the last thing, I swear. So moving ahead, looking ahead, and not knowing how this is all going to affect us, I am looking at another live streaming platform that's relatively new, and it allows for posting your questions in a chat and for doing live readings and all the things. But I think the struggle has been trying to figure out doing readings on on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and do I do cards and cocktails on each one of those or only on one? And where do I do all of the hangouts? And this is kind of one way for me to bring everyone together into one space. You don't have to create an account, you don't have to sign on to a program or anything like that, but you just have the link, kind of like a Zoom, and you just hop on. So this is something that I'm actually gonna probably be trying out. That looks like more towards the end of March. So again, if you stay in touch with me, otherwise I will be probably announcing it on next month's readings. Okay, that is everything. That was a lot, but a lot has developed and a lot is moving. By the way, I am loving this. My friend, I'm just gonna call you out, Crystal, she gave me this beautiful kimono and I just love wearing it, and I'm wearing it today, so I had to look at it in the screen. I love this. So thank you, Crystal. I love it. Okay, I think that's all. So please enjoy your readings this month. Let me know if you have any feedback, and thank you for your patience and for listening to all that if you did. And please share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next month. Enjoy. Bye. Hello Pisces, and welcome to your March 2022 reading. So let's get into it. If you skipped ahead to get straight to the reading, just so you know, I know that the beginning video, the intro video to this is kind of long, but I just have a lot of announcements, a lot of new events, a lot of new changes, and also I'm explaining in the first part of the video the changes to the format based on the feedback that I got last month. All right, so I'll leave that for you to go check out. In the meantime, let's get into what's happening for you guys, what's happening for Pisces in March. Remember that this is for sun, moon, or rising. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, is a general reading, right? It's a collective reading. So keep that in mind. If you want something more specific to you, I recommend booking a one-to-one reading. So you can find the link for that down below. All right, here we go. All right, Pisces, this is the general feel that we have for the month. We've got your challenge and we have your spiritual advice, okay? So we're starting off there, and we're gonna pull also for business. So business, finances, career, your purpose, your path with that, right? So we're going to take a look at that. So what do we have going on for Pisces here? All right. Ooh, that's a nice start. Starting off with the 9 of coins. That's a beautiful start. We have your challenge, interesting, and spiritual advice. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I think that we're going to probably end up pulling some clarification cards here because I already have a couple of questions. So let's see. Okay, Pisces, so right off, I'm going to just leave, normally I kind of bring these out and just focus on one row at a time, but I'm seeing a lot of connecting, a lot of overlap that's happening here, right? So first of all, when we start off looking at the overall feeling for the month, like what's coming in and what you're experiencing, we have the pentacles are showing up pretty strong in both areas, right? We've got the 9 of Pentacles here and we've got the Queen of Pentacles here. So, and then also we have Wands being mirrored here as well. And we have Wands and Cups. So we're definitely experiencing a lot with wanting to create. But what I'm seeing here, because both of these are in the challenge position, the Ace of Wands in the challenge position, the Queen of Wands in the challenge position, and what I'm seeing here is that there is some kind of blockage. There's some kind of feeling like unable to access your creative desire, passions, like being able to feel connected to or clear about your desires and your passions and your creativity. Like there's some kind of blockage coming through. So this is kind of what I was wanting to do a clarification card around. So let's actually check into that. I apologize if that's loud. I actually am trying to shuffle away from the mic. I've been told recently that when you guys are listening with your headphones that it's a little bit loud. So let's get some clarification on this challenge that's coming up. We have the 2 of Cups showing up again. Now this I find really interesting because we have the 2 of Cups here. We haven't even gotten there yet. Okay, let's see. I want another card for that. Pisces. Okay, more Wands. All right. So here, I'm gonna, because we have the room for this, I want to separate this out so that we can really see the whole picture here, right? I'm actually gonna bring this over here. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, and I'll get into this more, but I want to go into this just one at a time, right? So let's take a look at the Queen of Pentacles. We're looking at the Queen of Pentacles, and this is about kind of wanting to really create something that is grounding, that's nourishing, something that's going to be able to possibly be connected to taking care of your essentials, like your food, your water, your essentials. Sorry, you guys, the wind has kicked up around here today. I'm a little sniffly. So wanting to create something that's stable, right? Something that will last, but something that feels grounded, something that is going to nourish your life, right? So there's that. And then the Ace of Wands is usually this burst of energy in creativity and your passions and your desires, and obviously like in the inspiration that comes with that. Like, even though we can say inspiration ideas usually come with the sword suit, it's definitely a part of the wands as well, right? The fire energy, essentially. And this is in the challenge position. Again, we're going to come back to all of this, but I want to take a look at what your spiritual advice is here. And the spiritual advice is like this, the Two of Wands is looking at a couple of different paths, right? You could say you're looking at your options and you're figuring out how to bring your passions together. So this is about melding your, like, these elements together to create the world that you want to actually create and move forward with, right? So there are a couple different ways that we can read the Two of Wands, but this is what I'm seeing based on the rest of the cards that are laid out, is that there is this desire to create, to move forward with things, but it looks like what you're needing to do is actually blend together either two ideas or creative processes or something with twos. You have twos showing up all around here, and we'll come back to that as well. But this is about looking out at what world do I want to create? What path do I want to go on? What adventure? Like, I've already started this path. I've started this adventure that I want to go into a place of creating, but what do I want to create? How do I merge and meld these creative energies, these inspirational thoughts together? This also could be like that you think that there are these disparate parts of what you want to do, like two different ideas maybe, and you don't see how they could meld and blend well together. But you actually can, right? There's a way to actually bring this together. So that could be another way that I might read this, is that, you know, there are ideas coming through, but it feels like you don't know which one to really act on. And you're being told that there's some kind of blend of these energies, these ideas, these passions that are actually coming through, right? So then we have, let's take a look over here and then we'll come back to these cards, right? So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Now the Nine of Pentacles is like, she is self-sufficient, right? Got her stuff together, been tending to the garden, been doing all of the work, and is now at this point where it's like, you know your value, you know that you have something to offer. So whether you are working within a company, or you have your own business, or you are just dealing with your finances, you know, in some way, it's like, okay, you've put in the work to get to this point. You know that you have the worth and the value from having gone through all of the work to get to this place. You've learned a lot. Here you are. You can hold your stuff together, but also wanting to create because of this energy that I see here. It's like, okay, now I want to like create from the next point. When we move from the Nine of Pentacles, we move into the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is all about like creating that good life, that legacy, the things that will stand the test of time, right? Having created that structure, that home life, whether that's family or whatever it is, right? So for everyone, what that looks like, what home life is, what stable life is, what the good life is different. But that stability in that world that you're wanting to create for yourself, right? And this is like that step right before that, like, okay, I'm ready. I've done this work. I want to now move this forward. And then we also see the Queen of Wands in the challenge position here. So when we're looking at the Queen of Wands in the challenge position, it's like there's something about like feeling that there is again, like this block of expressing your creative ideas, of moving these creations into the next space. Maybe even feeling like there's a lack of good ideas, or feeling frustrated with the kinds of ideas that you're trying to put. There's some kind of frustration with the kinds of ideas, the kinds of passions, the kinds of things that you're desiring to create coming together, right? So then let's take a look at, because I'm seeing the connection between these two here, let's take a look at also what other wands showed up. Well, actually, let's come back to this. Let's also just mention that there is the blending of two energies being recommended by, you know, for your spiritual advice. So your spiritual advice is basically saying like, hey, I think that might be actually about a collaboration. It might be about bringing, again, you see the twos and the twos, the blending of two energies together. We could say that this is about you having alignment within yourself around the masculine and feminine essence of business, finance, work, passions, and this is all within you. But I get a sense that this is actually the blending of two people together, or at least more than one person together, and bringing those energies into a cohesive space, something that's going to be really beneficial, something that you maybe even see the potential already of being a great collaboration. So this feels very specific to, I think this is definitely going to be one of those readings out of all the readings that I've had for the month of March, where this is going to speak very directly to a group of you. And for some of you, I'm getting the very strong feeling like none of this is going to apply. So I don't usually say that. But what I am going to say is, so for those of you that this is not hitting the mark for you, definitely check out, if this is your sun sign, check out your rising next, and then check out your moon, see which one you resonate with. But this is the sense that I'm getting. I'm getting a very strong feeling that this is for a group of you out there that feels like it's going to resonate for, because of how specific it is. Now, when we come back over to the challenge, especially because what we see mirrored here, and we also see that there are more wands. Look at all of the wands showing up here, right? Tons of wands showing up here. No swords, by the way. Do you notice in this reading, there are no swords showing up? There are... This is not about a cerebral process. This is not about like you needing to communicate certain things. This is all passion based. This is all feeling based. Feeling, passion, grounded, right? Like this is the kind of energy overall of what's happening. Now, the 10 of Wands is about having too much of a burden. You're taking on too much for yourself. There are too many things. You have to let some of these go. You have to unload some of the burden here. Now, maybe that means that you're needing to actually divvy up what the responsibilities are, or like delegate things out, allow other people to be a part of the process. Don't be so much in control of it. That could be part of it, because of just like holding too many things together. Also, this could be too many options, right? This whole thing about like blend two options together, blend two options together. We're seeing this happen right here. And it's like, you're also being told like there's some kind of challenge with the letting go, with the seeing the options, with how to blend things together creatively, this is about noticing what opportunities are actually present, you know? So like, this is about feeling like, oh, there are no opportunities present, or there are too many opportunities present. There are too many ideas to move on, too many passions, like being a multi-passionate person. Believe me, I can relate. Being a multi-passionate person and not feeling like you can actually just grab onto one of them. So you're holding all of them together and it's way too heavy. You got to drop some of these and just kind of bring it down, delegate some things out, collaborate with someone or more than one person, and figure out how to blend these energies together to create what it is, the world that you're wanting to create, the world you're wanting to create next. When you're moving from the 9 of Pentacles into the 10 of Pentacles, the world that you're wanting to create, you're at the beginning of this project, this work relationship, this whatever it is, right? So there's a blending of the two energies coming together. And for some reason, this feels challenging. Why is this challenging for you? Let's find out. I'm really curious about why this is challenging for you in this space. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. So that makes it completely clear. So this is about not feeling like it's reciprocated, not feeling like there's an even balance of the effort, the resources, the energy. This could be financial like investment in this, and feeling like it's imbalanced and it's not evenly shared or reciprocated. Also, the amount of energy or time or attention that is being put into it between you and this other person, or you and these other people that you're collaborating with. It feels like there's some kind of imbalance, and that's feeling like a struggle to actually to want to divvy it out, to delegate it out. Maybe you're holding back and you need to actually delegate things out, and that's like, it doesn't feel even, and you're feeling like this is not a balanced, reciprocated kind of energy. I'm not feeling this. And maybe that means you need to let go of some of the control and let go of the reins a little bit and start to delegate some things out. Or maybe it's like, you're like, I want this to work, but I'm not feeling like this person is showing up and actually able to able to contribute at the same level that I am. Like, I feel like I'm doing all the work, and what are they doing? You know, it's kind of like, you know, also it's muddying the waters. It's making it difficult to see what possibilities are actually there to do with all of these ideas, all of this passion. So, you know, it's interesting, Pisces. I want to pull one more card. I'm just feeling one more before we get into the love stuff. And 2 popped out, so I guess we're going with 2. So we have the Emperor and the 4 of Wands, right? I was curious about a little bit more information when it comes to the spiritual advice that you're getting. The Emperor is all about building something that lasts. Again, we see a connection here with these kinds of energies, right? About building something that is grounded, that has you know, stability, right? The Emperor is all about building an empire that is going to stand the test of time, that is strong and that can last, right? You might be dealing with an Aries person also, just to say, that might be something that you're dealing with, you know? And it's just like, there's also this experience over here of the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands is like, I want to be able to move into a space of harmonious, celebratory connection, right? We have another 2 people showing up on a card, even though it's a 4 of Wands. We're seeing 2s being reflected a bunch of different places here. And I feel like there are the ones over here, right? That are actually in these positions. And I feel like you can't do this all alone. You need to be able to find a way to like blend these energies together so that you guys can be victorious, reap the harvest, and actually move in this direction. But it's going to take trust and vulnerability from both sides to be able to move into this space. There needs to be a bringing down of the walls so that you guys can actually move from this space to the next stage, right? Like, in order to graduate to the next stage, it's kind of like a rite of passage. That's essentially what the 4 of Wands is. The 4 of Wands is a rite of passage. It's also, oh, I didn't realize that was out of frame. Let me move these over, so sorry. You guys, I just looked over at my monitor and saw that. Let's move these all over. There we go. Now you can see it. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, you guys. So let's move these all over here. Okay. There we go. Now you can see it. Now you can see this, what I was talking about here, right? Okay. So the 4 of Wands is very celebratory. It's about reaping the harvest from what you've sown, from the work that you have put in, right? And so, but you can't do all of this alone. You're being told that there is something about the need to collaborate, and also for it to be equal in the amount of energy, time, attention, finances that you guys are putting into it. I don't know if you guys can see in this particular deck, it's a little bit, it's such a beautiful deck. I love this deck, but it's a little maybe hard to notice that she's holding the scales, right? The justice scales, the Libran scales, right? About what is balanced, what is even. And so there needs to be a balance that is happening here, not just in the ideas that you're blending together, but who you're working with, so that you guys can actually experience this. It's not saying, no, don't move forward with this person or anything like that. It's just saying, like, there needs to be a restructuring of this so that you can have some clarity about which ideas to move forward on, which passions to move forward on, which projects to move forward on, how to bring this all together. So I'm feeling very strongly for you guys. Like, this is definitely, I'm super curious to see what happens in your love reading, because if this is your if this is, you know, there's a crossover so strongly with the overall feeling for the month of March and also with business, then I'm very curious to see what's gonna be coming up for your love reading, right? So definitely curious to see what happens with that. We're gonna move on to that next. I'm just looking this over one more time. Yeah, and there's another thing for me to say. I knew I was feeling something else. So the new moon that is kicking off the beginning of this month, so depending on when you watch this video, you might be watching it after the new moon, because the new moon is hitting directly at the beginning of the month, right? It's happening on Wednesday, which is the 2nd or 3rd. 2nd. Sorry. So yeah, and it's kicking things off, and we have like, we're moving right from at the beginning, from that new moon, we're moving right into the Aries moon energy right after that. So the Aries moon energy is just like very much about, especially at the beginning of a moon phase, when we're in a new moon or closer to like in any kind of waxing moon phase, when we have Aries as a waxing moon, part of the waxing moon phase of the month, it's like powerful kickoff. So if you're trying to kick off projects and you want things to go off, and we have Aries over here, right? This is an Aries card. So if we have like this really powerful moon, it's important to get this clarity as quickly as possible, because there's an opportunity here for you to really come out the gate very strongly at the beginning of this month. Right now, if you miss it, okay, no big deal. Don't have FOMO about it. Are people even saying that anymore? Don't have FOMO about it. You know, like, it's not that you, oh no, you missed out on the only opportunity. This particular month, like astrologically speaking, is quite ripe and fortuitous in terms of like creating abundance, creating projects, moving in the directions of the things that we want to have and create and make in our lives. And I'm just seeing a lot of that energy here reflected here. So I would pay attention to this, Pisces. Definitely, I feel very strongly that some of you are really working with people here. You're working with one other person at least, okay? So let's move these aside. Gotta drop that weight. All right, now let's move into, okay. Let's take a look at what is happening in love life for Pisces. What's coming up for love life? Okay, place that there. And what are the challenges associated with that for you? Ooh, we had 3 cards pop up for that. Okay. And then what do we have showing up for your spiritual advice? I'm feeling something potent for you, Pisces, when it comes to love. Look at all the cards that are coming out for you. Okay. All right. So let's also pull some oracle cards to get some clarity on this. Okay. So we're going to look at, again, this month, the God and Goddess cards. Keep in mind that, once again, when we're looking at this, you can, if you believe in deities, these are your homies. They've got your back for the month of March. They're here showing up and like ready to help you with navigating what there is to navigate for your month of March, right? If you don't believe in deities and that's not your thing, because who am I to tell you what to believe in or not believe in? Then consider these archetypes, masculine and feminine archetypes, which exist inside all of us, right? All of us contain both the polarity of energies inside of us. So this has nothing to do with gender. This has nothing to do with identity. Has nothing to do with that. This is purely about the fact that we all have energies within us that are masculine and feminine. Balance, right? The balance. So we're going to take a look at that. And so you can think about it in terms of like embodying these strengths, the strengths of these particular entities, these deities, and taking that with you into the month and seeing when I embody this, what is the like, how would I choose things differently? How would I act differently if I were to embody the strengths and the traits of these particular deities that are showing up? So this particular card here is, I was calling it like further spiritual guidance for personal work, which it is, but I feel more like accurately, this is the, it's like another avenue for your guides, your ancestors, whoever it is that you believe in, to have another voice in the matter. More direct. I feel like it's more clear and direct in this way, right? So we're also going to take a look at what shadow aspects are showing up for you, Pisces. The shadow aspects are the things that we, like our blind spots, the things that trip us up, the things that we think, oh, I can put that off to the side. I don't, I know I need to work on that and I'll look at that later. Or something, to that effect. It's like, oh, I'll look at that some other time, or we're completely blind to it. We don't even see it. But these are the things that run the program in the background that we don't even realize are running the program in the background, that trip us up, that have us not stay the course, right? So we're also going to pick a rune here. So this is all going to be in the extended reading. So your love reading, your God and Goddess cards, the advice that's coming through more directly, what's tripping you up, what's holding you back, so that so you can address the things that are tripping you up, the progress that you want to make in all areas of your life, and a rune to set it all off to kind of like complete the whole. So this is part of what I talked about in the beginning video. If you did skip past it, I explained what had me change the format. It was just based on people saying that's what they thought was a good idea. So I'm trying different things out. If you want to weigh in, if you liked things the way they were, or you want me to bring something back or take something out that feels, valuable to you, whatever feels valuable to you, make sure to throw a comment down below or shoot me a DM. That's how I got the feedback from before. It's like people DM'd me and that's how I got the feedback. So the extended version, the link for that is down in the description below. So you can get that over on Patreon. I'm probably going to be putting those in other spaces, and also the website page that I discussed in the beginning of this video. So all of those updates are there for you. I know it's a little bit long because of all of the new changes, but feel free to check that out, especially given what's happened with Facebook and them announcing, what they announced and how that's going to change things on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for people like me. So that all said, the long-winded queen is done. Thank you so much for joining me here, Pisces. I will see you next month. And for those of you who are getting the extended reading over on Patreon, I will be over there continuing this reading. See you there. Bye.